Today, we're getting into something you've probably felt deep in your gut every single month. You work hard, you earn your money, but somehow it just seems to vanish from your community. We're going to break down exactly why that happens. All right, let's get right into it.
I mean, really think about it for a second. That money you worked so hard for, the moment it hits your account or your hand, it feels like it's already got one foot out the door. It just doesn't seem to want to stick around. So what's the deal with that?
Wow. This quote just perfectly nails that feeling of frustration, doesn't it? That sense that no matter how much money flows in, the community itself never really gets better. The streets look the same problems are there, and the money is just gone.
So let's break down this idea of a pass-through station. It's a place where wealth shows up, but it never, ever settles down. And it all comes down to three major leaks that are constantly draining our economic energy before it has a chance to build anything real. Okay, so the first leak, it starts the moment you wake up. You head down to the local shop for some bread, maybe some milk, a totally normal, everyday purchase. But have you ever stopped to think about where that cash actually goes?
Yeah, when you hand over that cash, it's like a tourist in your neighborhood. It's just visiting. It isn't used to pay a local baker or a local farmer. Nope, it just sits in a cash box waiting for closing time.
And here's the crucial part. At the end of the day, all that cash gets bundled up and sent off, straight to a central warehouse or a lot of times straight out of the country. It doesn't circulate. It just leaves. And just like that, poof, it's gone for good.
And this is where that vacuum cleaner metaphor just hits so hard. It really drives the point home. This isn't a slow drip. It's a powerful suction happening on every corner every single day. That's leak number one.
Okay, so that's the first leak. Now for the second one. And this is where it gets bigger. See, it's not just about where we buy, it's about what we buy. I mean, just look around you right now. Your phone, your TV, your shoes, chances are they've all got a similar story. Now look at this. This slide lays it out perfectly. On one side, you have the makers. They're the ones creating local jobs, building their own factories. They're literally owning their future. And on the other side, well, that's us, the consumers. We're effectively paying to keep their factories running. And for what? We're trading our own economic future for what seems like a cheap price today. You've got to think of it like this. Every single purchase is a transfer of energy. Instead of investing that energy in our own people, the person down the street who can fix things or make things, we're literally exporting it. We're sending our power across the ocean, and that's leak number two.
All right, so we've got the shop vacuum and the made in China trap, but now we get to the big one, the third and largest leak. This is where the heavy hitters get involved. We're talking massive supermarkets and even the government itself.
So just picture this. You're being squeezed from two sides. From the bottom, you have the local shops and all those imported goods sucking money out. And at the same time, you got this massive force pulling it out from the top. It's a two-front battle for every single dollar you earn.
Right, so you pay your taxes and you think, okay, this is going to fix the roads or the streetlights or the pipes. But here's the kicker. A huge chunk of it vanishes into what the source material calls a giant wage utility. Basically, it gets used to pay administrative salaries long before it ever gets a chance to reach your actual street.
And, well, this is what you're left with. 9 cents. That's it. For every 1 rand you pay in tax, by the time it trickles all the way down through the system, only 9 cents is actually left to be spent on services in your neighborhood. Just let that sink in for a second.
So, when you put all of these leaks together, what do you get? You get the pass-through economy. And this metaphor is just perfect. Our communities are like a battery, right? We're full of power, full of energy. But we're just being used to fuel everyone else's car while our own is left on the side of the road, tank completely empty.
So yeah, the problem is crystal clear. We have to stop being the final destination on the money train, The terminal where all the wealth just gets off and disappears for good. So the big question now is, what on earth do we do about it?
And that brings us to the final, and maybe the most important part of this whole thing. It's one thing to see the leaks, but how do you actually plug them? How do we become a place where money wants to stay, where it circulates and actually builds something? And it really boils down to these 3 massive steps. It's all about one word: ownership. Step 1, own the shops so the profits stay local. Step 2, own the factories so we're the ones making the goods we use. And step 3, own the platforms, the digital and physical marketplaces where all this business actually happens. Because at the end of the day, it really comes down to this. This quote says it all. If we don't start owning, we're basically just renting our own economy.
We're in the game, sure, but we don't own any of the pieces. And all our hard work just continues to make someone else rich.
And so that leaves us with this final question, a question for you, for all of us. Because, look, understanding the problem, that's the first step. But changing it, that takes action. And this isn't just about some big, abstract economic theory. It's about where you decide to spend your money tomorrow, what you choose to build, and what you decide to own. The loop is open. So the real question is, how are you going to help close it?